and welcome to Finextra. I'm Josie Waite and I'm here at EBAday 2018 in Munich, and joining me now is Paul Ruskin from Trace Financial, and we're talking about ISO20022 and APIs. Thank you so much for joining me, Paul.
Thank you.
How important is it to look at ISO20022 standard and API networks jointly, and why?
The interesting thing that I've discovered over the last couple of years is there are two very significant trends in the payments world. One is the adoption and the migration to the ISO20022 standard, and the second is the increase of use in APIs, not only from tier one banks and institutions, but also the new players coming into the market in the mobile world and the mobile banking. We're now seeing those two trends collide and people needing these APIs with the 20022 standard.
What is driving this?
The main drivers are payment initiatives around the world. Initiatives such as the Australian New Payment Platform, Canada's Links project, and even last week I was reading a white paper from the Bank of England and their migration to 20022. Couple this with the API development and the ease of use of these APIs and people wanting small, lightweight, easily configurable solutions, and the PSD2 initiative with open banking, it's caused a perfect storm with both of them arriving at the same time and needing to be done at the same time as well.
How are and how should financial institutions be responding to these developments?
The interesting aspect of these two initiatives, 20022 is meant to be a very simple structure, but it's very rich. It's much richer than the original proprietary messages, such as SwiftMT, for remittance information, name and address. So the idea there is to make it simpler. What most people think, and me included after a few years, was that the 20022 standard is actually based on XML, that's its native language, when actually it's syntax neutral, which means JSON can be used for an ISO 20022, and for APIs, that is its base language. If you want to use an API, you use JSON. So the idea now for financial institutions and these new players in town are actually using APIs with JSON and ability to use the ISO 20022 tags involved with it. Using Transformer, we give the 20022 library, but the ability for your business analyst developers to create and, more importantly, maintain these mappings as either consuming or producing this 20022 structure as JSON or XML, meaning you can tell your customers, you can give it to us in any format, we will consume that, transform it into 20022, and either produce that as XML or produce that as JSON. And that gives a new player, a tier one bank, that sort of flexibility and ease of use for any customers.
Ultimately, what benefits does this all deliver?
The main benefit is what everyone wishes to have, something that's cheaper, on time, easier to use, easier to maintain. A lot of people also think that 20022 is a static format, that it never changes, and that's not true. We get new variants of messages all the time. So what people may fall into the pitfall of saying is, I've made a mapping, it should be fine. When actually in reality what normally happens is that you'll have customers who will be on different versions, customers who need different flavors of the same 20022. And using Transformer, the benefits that we give is that you can have a golden source of a mapping that basically allows 90% of your customers to work, but the extra 10% that certain people need as different alphas on that spec, you can easily configure and maintain. The idea behind Transformer is that it's meant to be an ease of use. There's no coding, there's no scripting. It allows business analysts to write and maintain very complex mappings, test them, and deploy them onto any architecture, including RESTful web servers, which is where APIs live.
Great, thank you. It's been great speaking with you today.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching.